Peace world, what is going on? Welcome to another Substantial Weekly. My name is Substantial, and I'm always happy to see y'all up in here. Back with lots of updates. There is so much going on; it's ridiculous. B. I'm just trying to trying to keep up, man, with all of the different stuff that's happening, man. It's all blessings, so I'm not complaining. But hey, man, if it's your first time watching Substantial Weekly, welcome. Be sure to like the video. Please make sure you join the live chat and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. And please turn on notifications. But again, my name is Substantial, and there's lots to get into, man. So let me get into it. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, great to see you. Those watching on Facebook and Twitch, also great to see y'all. And we have a guest as well. We're going to jump into who that is in a few minutes and why he's on today with me. And I'm excited, man. And I'm sorry I'm running late, son. You know, it was a lot. B. I had a lot of graphics, a lot of flyers and stuff to grab, man, before we got started. So I wanted to make sure I had everything, so I didn't have to be like, yeah, and you're going to do the thing, and then you're going to click, and I don't know. It's too much. So yeah, I made sure I was prepared before I went live, and that's why we're a little tardy today. But on that note, man, peace to everybody in the chat. We got, I want to say that's the Ken Man. Peace, what's going on? Uncrowned Otaku, peace. Good to see you, family. That guy, Frankie, shout out to you. Peace, peace, peace. Soul Tiger, what it is. We got Juan Power. What's going on, family? Good to see you up in here. Claudette is up in this joint. Peace, sis. And on Facebook, we got Dean Jace. What's going on? South Africa in the building. Oh, yeah. And if see, these folks know what's up. But if you're watching and you don't know what to do, you're supposed to say peace and let us know where you're tuning in from. That's really important. All right. So who else we got up in here? Joshua McGee. And we got Terrence. Good to see everybody up in here, family. You know what I'm saying? You can't see my legs, but under the table right now, I'm dancing a little bit because I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? So look, oh my God, man, so much to get into. Where do we start? Who knows? But quick reminder: these videos, it's absolute. This is free information, so there is no expectation that you have to pay to watch this show. However, if you are feeling generous, you know what I'm saying, and if it is on your heart, as the elders like to say, if it's on your heart, baby, then you must do what you need to do. And if you want to donate to the station, if you want to donate to the channel, it is greatly appreciated. You can do so via Super Chat, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all that good stuff. And if you're struggling and times is rough right now, I will settle for high fives. High five for Jesus. Let the church say amen. Amen. Okay, so let's keep it moving, man. We got more folks up in here. Sanchez, AC Sanchez, peace, 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 peace. And what was it, Richmond, Virginia, up in this joint? You can tell I've been there a few times, knew exactly what RVA was. I mean, it could have been Russian something, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, but I'm going to go with Richmond, Virginia. You know what I mean? Final answer, all right? So, man, let's get into it. First things first, happy Bandcamp Friday. High five for Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bandcamp Friday once again. This is the day of the month where Bandcamp decides to be extremely generous and waive their fees, basically, that they charge the artists. So that way we can see a little bit extra at the beginning of the month. So, man, shout out to Bandcamp for starting this during the pandemic and continuing it throughout, man. So shout out to them. So today is a great day to support artists like myself, but not just artists like me, or artists, not just me, but artists in general who are on Bandcamp, like the homie who's about to come on in a second, and so many other friends of mine who are on Bandcamp making really great music, man. So definitely, if you're thinking about supporting today, today's a great day to do it. Also, because I'm feeling generous, if you go ahead and put in BC Friday when you go on my Bandcamp page, which should be linked at the top of the chat. If you are watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, everybody else, you're going to get that in a second. But if you put in BC Friday as your code, you will get an additional 25% off. So that means exclusive limited edition vinyl that's $40 most days. Today is $30. So just something, a little something to sweeten the pot, and hopefully y'all are feeling generous, man. And it is always greatly appreciated. But hold on, we got more folks coming through in the chat. The chat is all the way live. You know what I mean? Shout out to Warpath. Good to see you. Frank is up in this joint. Peace, peace, peace. What's going on? And hey, the Kin Man confirmed that I'm not crazy. It was Richmond. See, been around the block a few times. You know what I mean? Let's see who else we got up in here. So Frank was saying might not be able to stay long, but I wanted to come show love. Man, that's what it's all about. I appreciate you regardless. Thanks, family. Let's see, Warpath, what it is. Good to see you, homie. All right, that's what's up. Look at that, showing love. You know what I'm saying? Big props to Bandcamp. Yeah, man, Bandcamp's the best, man. And a lot of us are just kind of patiently watching Bandcamp to hopefully and hope that things don't change too much now that they are owned by Epic Games, which is the company that what's it called? Oh my God, I'm having a blackout moment. I know the game, Fortnite. There it is. Boom, there it is. I'm a rapper of a certain age, B. Not as sharp as I used to be. So anyway, on that note, man, let's get into things. Oh yeah, I said I was going to do a thing. Let me drop that link and then bring the homie in. Hold up. So yeah, man, once again, it's Bandcamp Friday. Link is about to pop up in the chat for all of you, regardless of what platform you're on. Yeah, I know. Vans was like, whoa, yeah, man. Yeah, the company that owns Fortnite bought Bandcamp. So I mean, it's great that Bandcamp is getting that support and stuff, and they'll be able to do hopefully some of the things that artists have wanted them to do for quite some time, and update the platform a bit because it's hands down one of the best platforms there is for artists. But there's room for improvement as it is for all these platforms. So we'll see what happens. Let's see what Warpath's talking about before we bring my man in. I get something from your Bandcamp, but I pretty much own everything on there from Wink to you. Would You Be Mine to Sacrificial Lambs. Oh, you're the best. You're the best. See all those deep cuts he just named? Shout out to every fan that is bewildered right now and confused and don't know what the hell he's talking about. But those were all deep cut releases. You know what I mean? Shout out to the homie Warpath, man. So, hey, let's bring the homie in real quick. Let me make sure we are good to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to clap it up for my man, Alec Hershey. What up, family? How you feeling, man?
What up? Feeling good. Peace, everybody.
Yeah, man. Welcome, welcome. So, for those who don't know, Alec Hershey is a super talented producer, a pianist. He's from the Midwest. He's going to tell you specifically where. I think I know where, but I don't want to mess up the city. You know what I mean? So, brother, tell them exactly where you're from.
I am from the west side of Cleveland, Ohio, and I say it proudly.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. And so, yeah, man. So I brought you on today because we've collaborated multiple times now. We've collaborated at least twice. And, eventually I'm going to send you some of this production over here. So, you can do your thing over that so we can get a third one in. But yeah, man, but we are doing something right now. There's a campaign going on for us to have a 7-inch vinyl of a song that we did. And if you could tell them a little more about that and why we're doing it, that'd be great. And I'll bring up the image.
Sure. So this Monday was the 2-year anniversary of our song You Are. And so to commemorate that anniversary, Stan and I launched a crates campaign for this 7-inch vinyl. And so as you can see, got the cover art for the vinyl sleeve. Now, what's interesting about it is the original song goes on the A side, and then for the B side, we have a brand new remix for the song made by That T Plus. So,
yeah, man.
If you like vinyl, go ahead and support that sucker.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. And so, yeah, so we've been talking about it for a while, and I remember when you played that remix for me, man, I was like, dude, we should totally consider doing a 7-inch for this, because the original I loved already, and then a lot of times with remixes can be hit or miss, but yeah, man, That T Plus did an amazing job on the remix. So I was like, hey, man, this might not be a bad idea. And so to everybody who's watching, some important things to know about crates campaigns. right? So this vinyl only happens if we get enough support. So that's important to understand, right? So right now, I believe we've already gotten 7 orders for it, right? But we need to get a total of 100, right? So we're on our way. There's still what we still got about just under 4 weeks left, so about 3.5 weeks left for people to support. So if you haven't done so already, please do so. All right. So let me see something real quick. Hey Juan, hey man, listen, this guy Juan right here, man. Let me tell you, Alec, this guy Juan. Hey, man, so many of the fans that are in here right now are super supporters, man, or as I like to call them, supporters. And yo, Juan, every time I order vinyl, I mean, every time I get new vinyl, I see his name pop up in my inbox, man. So, shout out to Juan for always supporting, man. Shout out to everybody who continuously supports. And so I think y'all enjoy it very much. Hopefully y'all heard the song already on the channel. Maybe just maybe I can play a snippet for them. You know what I mean? Hi, what do you think, Alec? Maybe we get them a little something?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. Go team, go. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. I think I had it queued up. Yes, I do. So let's let them hear a little bit of both the original and the remix. Do you have a preference, sir? What you want me to play first?
I got no preference.
Okay. All right, cool. So I got the remix already queued up. So I'll drop that and then we'll get into the original. All right. So we're just gonna play a quick snippet of each, let y'all hear that. And then yeah, man, we'll get into the next thing. So first up, we got the You Are That T Plus remix featuring yours truly and by the brother Alec Hershey. That's coming through good for you. You hear that? Oh, no. Oh, one more time. Let me try something. Got it. All right. Let's run it back. Rewind my selector. All right, there we go. Shout out to Soul Tiger for contributing $10 today. Oh, can y'all hear it? Is it coming through? Alec, are you able to hear it?
I can hear it very faintly. Like,
Okay, got you. It's a little low.
I thought maybe it was just me, so that's why I didn't say anything.
All good. Is that a bit better?
I can't hear a thing, man.
Oh wow. Okay, got it. All right. So apologies. 1 second. Let's see if we can fix something. All right. Hold on. My apologies, everybody. Your voice volume on 15. Yeah, I know. I know I'm coming through loud, but the track is on 3. Got it. All right, cool. So let me try something real quick. Let's see if this makes it a bit better. I'm gonna mute my mic and try one more time, y'all. No, I know where to bring it. Hold on. All right, coming through in 1 second. So, Alec, real quick, while this is coming up, can you tell them how you know that T? I'm about to say his name wrong. That T plus.
That's a good question. How I know him, because he's from Oil City, Pennsylvania, which is almost 3 hours from me here in Cleveland.
Right.
Basically just friends of friends of friends.
Right.
Yeah. I met him years ago, but yeah. He makes sort of like alternative, like type hip hop music, like very like avant-garde, like experimental type stuff. And
Yeah.
he was a big fan of yours, and which is why I asked him to do the UR remix.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, he did a great job, man. He did a great job. Let me try one more time. See if this is louder. Is it coming through for y'all? Oh, I think I know exactly what happened. Yep, I figured out what happened. My bad. 1 second, y'all.
You are warm embraces of foreign places.
There it is.
All the basic
Yeah.
smile is a cure for hatred. Through all the changes, of love's one for the ages.
That got the "We Good" from Frankie. Thank you, Frankie. Y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me? Check, check. 1, 2. There we go. Right. So basically, what's happening right now is there's some issue with my interface where it is switching from one interface to another. Like for example, it's switching from the mic that's on the camera as opposed to this board that I have in front of me, and I don't know what is causing it to do that. So sorry about that. I'm gonna try one last time to get the mic back. Check, check. How's that sound? Bit louder, bit stronger, a little more strength. All right. Yeah, apologies. So let's see one last time if this audio will come through. Try the original version.
Something nostalgic from substantial. I love it when she look at me. Swear I love her cause she good to me. Yo, I love it when it's. Yo, I love it when it's. I love it cause the vibe is real. Yo, I love her before I knew how to feel. Yo, I love it when it's. Yo, I love it when it's. Ride. Hey.
Yeah, let me go ahead and fade it out. But yeah, man. So I don't know what the interface is doing today. It is not. It's not being kind to your mans. Definitely not. But 1 second. But yeah, man. So listen, I appreciate you so much for coming on. Real quick to the fans before you go, tell them where they can find you online, and you have a Bandcamp as well, so they can support you today.
Yeah, you can find me on like any social media. My name is Alec Hershey, like the chocolate. So that's the handle. That's the handle.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Hey, folks. Yeah, just got snippets today, but everyone's saying that it's fire. Definitely check out the vinyl. If y'all go to that page that I dropped in there a while ago, this link here, which you should be able to see in the chat, you can support the vinyl right now and listen to the song in full. It's also on all the streaming platforms as well. But yeah, man, how long have you been playing piano?
There's a tiny bit of an echo. I don't know if it's I hear or if everybody gets that.
Oh, it's an echo?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
But if everyone gets that, I'm sorry. But I've been playing piano for I think 7 years. I'm self-taught. Yeah, that's.
Sorry about the echo, but yeah, man. It's still doing the thing it was doing before. Sorry.
I can't hear you, Stan.
Yo, it dropped out like 5 different times, B. I know which mic I'm gonna put it on. I'm sorry, y'all. 1 second. Check. Everyone hear me? All right, cool. Apologies, man. So you said you started playing about 7 years ago, but then how long before you started producing though?
That's another good question. Probably like around the same time.
Okay, yeah, because I know some folks that started when they were started playing like really, really young, and then eventually kind of discovered it. But that's dope that you, as quick as you started playing, that you ended up producing your own stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. So what's next for you before you go?
What's next? A lot of good questions on the street. I have a handful of singles planned to release throughout the summer and fall that I'm really excited about. A couple tracks that are still in the works that I'm also really, really happy about.
Yeah.
And I hope you all love them as well.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all are following him on wherever you stream your music on the and then also on the social media platforms. One of the things he's been quiet about, but I'm gonna go ahead and blow it up right now. One of the people that he got a song coming out with, who I know y'all are fans of, is A1, the homie A1 and him.
Shout out to Alec.
Yeah, A1's great. But yeah, man, they got a joint coming out soon, so be sure to check that out because it's. Alec's really talented, but I told him when I heard it, I was like, man, this is probably one of the best beats I heard from him, and that's saying a lot. So definitely look out for that, y'all. And Alec, man, thanks for making time. Y'all be sure to support the vinyl. Oh, before I forget, something important to know about those of you who want to support the vinyl campaign. The money does not come out until the campaign is successful. So if you're a person that wants to reserve a copy now, but you're worried, I got to wait till payday, that's not necessary. You can go ahead and you can reserve it today, and then just keep an eye on it for when it finally hits 100 copies, or when the campaign finally ends. That'll be when the money is pulled. So just something to keep in mind for those of you who want to act fast and go ahead and lock down your copy. But Alec, man, thanks once again, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll drop the link one more time in there for everybody. Before Alec heads out. But
and peace, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and for supporting the music.
For sure, man. All right, brother. See you in a minute.
See you in a minute.
Peace. All right. So, apologies for the technical difficulties. I'm gonna just go ahead and stick with the basic mic, so that way, so it's not gonna sound as warm as it usually does. I'll do some troubleshooting to try to figure out why the technical issues are happening later. But thanks for hanging in there with me, to those of you who stuck around. Let's get into other announcements, because there is more stuff to talk about. And definitely, if you got questions, just feel free to drop them in. The Q&A is going to start a bit later, but you can start dropping your questions in whenever you are ready. So next big announcement, for those of you who don't know, I actually have a podcast that I do with my wife, which is called ARTdustry. It is we take the word art and industry and combine it together. So it sounds like the word artistry, but it's really art and industry mashed together. And basically, it's where art meets industry, where art meets the business. And we basically interview various full-time creatives, whether they are full-time visual artists, or full-time musicians, or people who are hold on 1 second. All right, I think I'm good with the audio. All right, I saw y'all comment. But just basically people who work as full-time creatives or in the industry working with other creatives. So definitely, man, if you have not checked out the checked out the show before, man, I'm about to provide you all with a link, but it has been going for a while, man, and we are just so excited about the various people that we've had the pleasure of working with over the last few years. We started it during the pandemic, and we didn't necessarily know how long it was going to be going, but here we are now on our third season. Some of our past guests, for those who don't know and haven't checked it out, some of our past guests include the homie Verbal from the group M-Flow has been a guest on our show. We've had Marcus D, we've had Funky DL, we've had my homegirl Maria Gaspar, who is an amazing painter from Chicago. Kali Abdullah, who is an amazing photographer and art director, who currently works with Spotify, directing a lot of the graphics and photography that you see coming from them, and for like some of their playlists, for example. So we've had a wide variety of guests, and this new season is going to be no different, man. We got some really dope people lined up for this new season. We have Tamara Jade, who was a contestant on The Voice, who's from PG County, Maryland. She has also worked with Lizzo, John Legend, John Baptiste. She's worked with some amazing folks. Yep, we've had Shingo 2 in the past as well. We also have on this season, we got Tracy Lee, legendary rapper named Tracy Lee, who eventually went on to become an entertainment lawyer. Tracy Lee is known for his song called what was it? It's called It's Party Time. Oh, it's party time. Having a party. Come on, it's a classic joint. Everywhere that my crew go. He worked with the Notorious B.I.G. Just, oh man, you're saying it's crazy echo. Oh, that hurts my heart. Let me see what I can do to fix that. Yo, what is going on with the technical stuff today? Apologies, y'all. Let's fix that. All right, let me know if y'all are still having Oh, okay, got you. It's on your end. Got you. All right. Yeah, when y'all say stuff like that, you gotta let know, bro. You gotta let me know. All right, so thanks for the heads up. All right, cool. But yeah, man. So anyway, here is the link for the upcoming season. Tsunami's up in here. Peace, Tsunami. Good to see you, sis. But yeah, man. Link for the upcoming episode, and also for you to check out past seasons. Let me drop that in there too. Basically, we are running for 10 episodes. We have a new episode every 2 weeks, and we have a new sponsor, man. It's really exciting. This season is sponsored by Words, Beats, and Life. So shout out to them, man. We are thrilled about that, man. They're a great organization doing great work. Let's see, couple of comments really quickly. Hold on. Just a little static occasionally. Apologies for the technical issues. Since you have Orion Song, have you heard about Gowe, Uzuhan, or Sam Ock? I've seen Sam Ock's name before, but I'm not familiar with the other two artists. But I'll definitely check them out, man. I appreciate the heads up. But yo, excited about the new season of Artistry. Make sure that y'all go to that YouTube link that I dropped so you can go ahead and set the reminder. It's premiering on Monday. The first guest that we have for this season is Andrew Katz. Andrew Katz is an amazing illustrator. He works with color pencil. He also works with watercolor. He's really dope with watercolor. He does these amazing pieces on cardboard, and sometimes like reveals like the inner workings of the cardboard in his art. He's known for his work. He does a lot of work with Public Enemy and Chuck D. That's actually how I met him, going to see Chuck D speak, and Chuck introduced us, and we've been in touch ever since. And he's an art educator as well, educating students in the middle school, Key School out in Annapolis, Maryland. So shout out to Andrew Katz, our first guest for Artistry. Super excited about that. But let's keep it moving because there is more information to hit y'all with before we dip today. Other news, man. So I mentioned a few weeks ago that I have a workshop with my company, Substantial Art and Music. Me and my partner in crime, my wife and business partner, Rochelle, will be doing a workshop on the 19th of May with Creative Suitland. And so for those of you who are on Facebook, you can RSVP to the event. And I like that. C. Cruz put, Chuck D knows you're a scientist. Man, that was, Chuck has said a lot of really awesome things about me and continues to show love. So shout out to Chuck D. But yeah, man, I just dropped the link for the upcoming workshop that I'm doing. And yeah, man, it's going to be really, really dope. If you are not just a fan of music, but you're actually someone who makes music, or you got some homies who make music and they are based in the DMV area, they should absolutely come out to Creative Suitland on May 19th from 7 to 9 p.m. so they can check out the workshop, get some great information to help them in the biz and all that good stuff. All right. So yeah, man. So that is going on May 19th. Now, big announcement. May 20th. May 20th is going to be the next Live from Home. For those of you who watched the last Live from Home, I mentioned that although Live from Home, Substantial Live from Home is usually at the last, on the last Friday of the month, this month we had to switch up because of the fact that I will be at Momocon, which I'm going to talk about in a second. And so because of that, we're bumping up Substantial Live from Home a week early, so that way we can have our special guest, who, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than the homie Malcolm Jackson, man. Super excited to have Malcolm joining me. Malcolm is just a really great dude, an amazing musician. And if you haven't heard Malcolm Jackson's music, man, I highly recommend that you check it out. It is definitely worth giving a spin. Going to hit you with the link for that as well. So for those of you who are interested in checking out the next Live from Home, which is in exactly 2 weeks, you can do that. Man, he is going to be playing percussion live. So it's going to be a bit different than some of the past lives we've had, man. You know, and Malcolm is nasty. You know, you've been hearing him bless my instrumentals and tracks for quite some time. And man, we get to hear him live, you know, doing the set. And he's going to stick around to answer some questions. Yeah, so May 20th, mark your calendars. If you saw that link that just popped up, you can click on that video and set a reminder so that way you don't miss the show. But remember, it is happening on May 20th, all right? 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So, yeah, don't miss it. Be ready. All that good stuff. Yeah, man, understatement of the year. He's such a, man, he's an amazing percussionist, man. Malcolm's super talented. And when I found out he played xylophone, marimba, and all of that, those are my favorite instruments. And so it was really exciting when he was a fan and reached out and was talking about working. Yeah, it was just super dope, man. So shout out to Malcolm Jackson. He'll be joining us from Houston, Texas, and it should be dope. I'll have a bunch of good questions as usual. Warpath, man. Warpath is like, you know, the Substantial Live from Home Barbara Walters out here, man, with the questions. You know what I mean? I know that reference just dated me, super dated me, but, you know, if you know, you know. But, yeah, man, looking forward to the show. Definitely stay tuned for that. So let's keep it moving because I think there is another thing to mention to y'all. So also going down, Momocon. All right, so Momocon is the next event that you all need to know about that is happening at the end of this month. I will be there all weekend. I'm going to basically be performing on the main stage on the Friday, May 27th. And then the day before, May 26th, I'll actually be doing a panel called Funding Your Creative Endeavors. All right. I'll be posting a flyer for that soon that has the exact location of both events that I'm going to be doing. And it will also have the location of my booth and where I'll be, because I'll be there all weekend. I'll be there from Thursday all the way to Sunday, but Sunday I will be heading out early because I got to get back to the DMV. But definitely excited about doing Momocon again. I haven't been back there since, was that 2019? So really excited to be returning. Some of the other homies that'll be there, Megaran will be there, Richie Branson will be there, Shinobi Stalin will be there, Afro Cocoa Puffs, the homie Kadesh Flow will be there. We're doing a Bites and Beats showcase, so shout out to the NPC Collective. It's going to be really, really dope. Hey, listen, I ain't telling you what to do with your life, sis, but at the same time, you got a couple weeks, you know what I'm saying? You could just come up, come to the joint, you know what I'm saying? Get you a badge or something, come through, we chop it up, introduce you to the folk. Just saying. I know you got family and all of that, so it's easier said than done, but just know that if you decide to come out, I got you, all right? Hey, peace. We got somebody joining us late, but it's all good. Good to see you, David. Peace, peace, peace. Steph is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up for Steph, fresh off the blue line in the DMV. You know what it is. Now, I'm wondering, all right, hold on, if a new setup video is in the works after this episode. Oh, man, might need to, man. Like, it's crazy. So here's some insight on what's been happening with the technical stuff, right? And for those of you who have a lot of equipment like I do, I have a ridiculous amount of equipment. And unfortunately, when I do these things, most of the time when I'm doing it, especially the live from homes, I'm by myself. So when certain issues happen, I'm not able to kind of just solely focus on that. I don't know unless I see something pop up on the screen or unless somebody tells me in the chat. And so basically what has happened recently, a couple weeks ago, my laptop had an issue. I had it repaired. And when I had it repaired, it got updated to the newest platform for the newest operating system for Apple. And while that can be a good thing, it can also be a bad thing in terms of drivers, right? Because then now it means that a lot of the hardware that you connected to your laptop, all of those drivers need to be updated. But the problem is sometimes those companies have not created or they haven't created like new drivers for the current operating system. And so when that happens, it affects how these devices work. So one of those devices is my camera. My camera is clear when I use it now on my older computer, but for whatever reason on my newer computer, it won't let me go full HD. And so it affects the quality. Then on top of that, there was like some mic issues or some issues with my board, my Rodecaster Pro, when I was using the laptop that first week. So then I went back to my older computer, which has an older operating system on it. And of course, the camera worked just fine. But last week and the week before, the audio was just fine. But today, it's tripping. I don't know why. It just is. And, it's either restart the computer in the middle of the show and we be down, or we keep the show pushing. We keep it pushing. But the sad part is, man, I was planning to play new beats for y'all today because I've been cooking. And now I ain't going to play them because, we're having audio problems. So we'll save that for next week. But yeah, man, I think I covered all the shows. Yep, all shows are covered. So that would mean, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Q&A. So, yeah, man, definitely if you got questions, now's the time to ask. Go ahead, drop them in the chat. And please feel free, if you have not donated to the channel before or today, please consider donating to the channel via Super Chat. You can actually do that with your questions if you like. And, yeah, now that'll make it easier for me to find. But, again, it is not mandatory for you to partake in the show, and give donations. I appreciate you just being here. But if you're feeling generous, feel free to do so. And shout out to the 2 people who did Super Chats earlier. All right, so let's get to this chat real quick because I know I missed a few things. Let's see. It's going to be a good broadcast, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to the day. He's referring to the live from home. And in case you missed it, I'll throw it on the screen one more time. Shazam. So again, substantial live from home with the homie Malcolm Jackson. That is coming up soon. All right, and then this next comment is referring to Momocon. Yes, damn, that's a great lineup. I need to make it out to one of these once I'm able to travel freely. Yeah, man, I definitely. It's going to be a great show. All of those people I mentioned are great performers and talented artists. So man, it's going to be a great time. You know, so definitely, man, look out for that. Let's see. I remember back, it's a statement from Warpath. I remember back in graphic design, it would update our programs like Illustrator and InDesign, and we'd have to change our computers because it would mess up everything. Bruh, super frustrating. Now, it's super frustrating. Like when you're a person who consistently goes live or consistently has to use certain software on a regular basis and hardware, and these operating systems get updated a lot, and it can be really, really frustrating. It's the reason why a lot of people sometimes just kind of keep an old operating system running on an older computer and never update their software. And it might seem like a old person's thing to do, but I know a lot of folks who have done that over the years just because they hate dealing with the headache of having to update their stuff every few months. Yeah, man, it's really frustrating. But anyway, on to the next. Let's see, Stan, besides She Sees, do you ever plan to release a biography type book like Mega Ran? I'd definitely be interested. It's something I've thought about. Funny enough, my wife just popped up in the chat. Hey, clap it up for Mrs. Robinson, Mrs. Rochelle Etienne Robinson up in here. But yeah, man, her and I have talked about me possibly doing a one-man show. And so along with that one-man show, obviously there may be music to accompany that and maybe a book, man. So it's definitely something that I've thought about, because the more that I chop it up with fans and do more of these, the more I realize that there's a lot of stuff there's a million stories that folks don't know about me. You know what I mean? Both good, bad, and great. And so I think a book would be a great way to just kind of give people more insight to my life. I just would want to find a way to make it just not another, like I love Mega Ran's memoir. I think it was super dope. So like I wouldn't want to just kind of make it, I'd have to figure out a way to make it uniquely me. And of course telling my stories, but like how do we tell the story in a way that hasn't been done before and makes it unique, right? But once again, shout out to Mrs. Robinson. Hi, how you doing? All right. Peace, Mrs. More Than Enough. You already know if I'm substantial, she's more than enough. Let's see what else we got. Yep, look, she just confirmed what I was telling you. One-man show in the works for sure. All right. Ice Killer is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up for Ice Killer. All right. Tsunami giving the missus her flowers. That's love. That's love. Let's see. All right, why are you saying peace to Ice Killer? Word. I can only imagine the unreleased tracks that you have. Yeah. Let's see. In terms of unreleased tracks, I have a ton of there's a bunch of instrumentals I haven't dropped, right? There's a bunch of there's songs that me and Nujabes did that probably will never come out, probably like an album worth of joints that we did, that were cut from the first album, because we recorded over 20 songs when we were working on that first album. And then and then there were a few songs during my second trip to Japan to work with Nujabes and to go on tour that ultimately some of those songs came out. We were working on my next album, and then I decided to part ways with Hideout. And so when I parted ways with them, then songs that I was recording for them, so like for example, like Eclipse, when I was recording that, I was in album mode. I wasn't necessarily recording that to be on Nujabes' album, but we had started recording and we didn't finish that album, so ultimately he ended up using those tracks for like different compilations and things that the label was doing. So yeah, man, and there's a bunch of like songs in between all of that that just never were released. And so yeah, man, they probably never see the light of day. You know, like I leaked one a while back on my Patreon. Like I put it up for a little bit just to let people hear it, and then pulled it down. But yeah, I don't know. But outside of that, there's a bunch of stuff that I did for like exclusive mixtapes or like other people's projects. People like paid me to do a collaboration, then never put the song out. There's probably, if I had to guess how many unreleased tracks I have in terms of actually completed songs, there's at least maybe, if I'm guessing, probably 4 albums worth, maybe more than that. You know, so yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any joints I'm missing, but yeah, man, it's a lot of material out, you know. And of course, like the beats as well. But yo, thank you for bringing that up. All right. Let's see what we got next. Hey, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Your avatar makes me super happy as well. You know. Hope you have a blessed weekend. Same to you. Happy Mochi. Peace. All right, let's see what Warpath's talking about. Okay, so since she's in the chat, Stan, what's your wife's initial reaction to Eclipse? And is it still a really special thing for you both? Well, let's see if she can answer in the chat. Better question for her, though. Like, of all the songs that I've written about you, Rochelle, if you are still listening, what is your favorite? What's your one? Because I think people go to Eclipse a lot, mainly because that's the one that Nujabes produced. But there's a lot of other songs I've written about her, so I'm curious to know which is her favorite. But yeah, when I first played, I honestly can't remember what her response was to Eclipse. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'll leave it up here, so if she comes back in the chat, maybe she can comment on that. Because yeah, like, I think I recorded it before. Because, well, she came out to Japan while I was touring and stuff, and then that was around the time I recorded those songs. But I can't remember if Eclipse was recorded before or after she arrived. So I can't remember where she heard it. If she heard it in Japan or if she heard it after the fact. You know. Yeah, because it definitely wasn't done for a minute. But yo, great question, Warpath, per usual. All right, that's crazy. I was listening to Eclipse earlier this week as well as Feather and Horizon. That's what's up. Yeah, it's funny. I think QT might be my wife's favorite. You know, but we'll see what she says. But I know QT has a warm place in her heart. You know. Yeah, we definitely do gotta hit it. So hopefully she hops back on. If she doesn't, maybe I'll scream for her and have her come on camera real quick and let y'all know. We will see. Oh, there she is. We were living in BK. You were in Japan and sent me a cassette. Yeah, so all right. So here's the thing, right? So yes, I sent you a cassette, but that cassette that I sent you didn't have Eclipse on it because Eclipse was from my second trip, and when I was sending you the cassettes, that was from the first trip, because the second trip I was out there for 2 weeks, and then you came for my last 2 weeks. So yeah, so the song you might be referring to that you heard from that first trip is the love song, which is the one where there's a verse about my mom, then there's a verse about my sisters, and then the last verse is about Rochelle. So yeah, but yeah, while you're in the chat, Mrs. Robinson, let them know what your favorite what song I wrote about you is your favorite. You know, you were sending cassettes in real life. I had like a little recorder, and rather than just writing a letter, I'd go ahead and put a tape in, and then I'd record, just kind of letting her know what was going on, because you know it was the phone. You know, we were going through phone cards. Phone cards were real heavy then. I didn't have a laptop, and so I'd only be able to email her when I was in the studio, and so I was working most of that time. So yeah, it was really crazy, man, like how to keep in contact. I had a studio apartment, so I did have an address, but you know, snail mail is forever and stuff, and it's like, I mean, you get it, you read that letter, and it's kind of done, but there's something special about the cassettes, that whole process of just queuing it up and listening to it, but then also getting to hear the person's voice, you know. But yeah, man, it was really special. I think we still got those cassettes, if I'm not mistaken, you know. before WhatsApp, for real. I'm aging as you say it. Yeah, man, it's too real. That's so cute though, having a tape you could play anytime to listen to instead of a letter. Yeah, man, letters are dope too, but the cassette, man, being able to hear the person's voice. And again, this is before all of the technology we got now. So you know, like this is like 2000, right? Yeah, it's 2000. So we were fresh out the 90s, man. You know. All right, let's see. Another question, since you've obviously been around for all the transitions from cassettes, vinyl, CDs, MP3, did you ever imagine vinyl would make such a comeback? I knew vinyl wasn't going anywhere. I mean, you got to remember, man, like vinyl as a medium was not, it wasn't like it just came out when I was putting out music. You know what I mean? Like, so it was already like a old medium, right? Like, I mean, by like decades, right? And then when I came out, and keep in mind back then, like nowadays we do small runs of vinyl. Like, so yeah, so vinyl came back around. So let's acknowledge that. Did vinyl come back around, and is it surprising? Surprising, no. But yes, it did come back around. But let's be real. Vinyl right now is not selling. I mean, vinyl sales are up, yes, but it's not selling the way it was when I first came out. Because keep in mind, you know, I think sometimes people see the stuff I do with Nujabes and just assume that it was all like extremely popular, right? And so we sold a lot of copies of that stuff, yes, but it was because back then, vinyl, you could sell a lot more of it. So when we would do my album, my singles, all of that on vinyl, we were selling like between 3,000 to 5,000 copies of everything we pressed up, right? Everything we pressed up. Nowadays, when you see me do vinyl runs, it's between 100 to 400 copies most times, right? So yes, vinyl's popular to a certain extent, and the sales are up a bit, but they haven't returned to where they were. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm not so surprised because vinyl, unlike the other mediums, vinyl retains its value better. That's why like selling vinyl or reselling reselling vinyl is so popular because of the fact that like people who buy my records, if they resell it, they can ultimately make more money from my records than I could, right? Like selling the one record. You know, especially because they're limited runs. So if I do something like, for example, I'm telling y'all about the UR thing with me and Alec Hershey. Many people might not care right now, but that record, if we only press 100 copies of it, and I do something or Alec does something of huge significance in the next few years or few months, or, you know, unfortunately people pass away. So, you know, one of our time come now, all of a sudden that record that not many people care about in this moment, the value of it goes up. And so that little record that maybe it might seem expensive right now to get it, but the resale value of that record might be super high. Might be. Not always. It doesn't always work that way, but sometimes it does. So for example, if you find an original pressing of my first album on vinyl and it's in really good condition, I saw a site that was selling my original album, original pressing of the album for $75 a pop. Like crazy, you know? And meanwhile, I wasn't making any. That was part of the reason why I finally repressed it, because people were asking me for it all the time, and I didn't have any copies. But meanwhile, there was a company that clearly they came up on some copies, and they were selling it for, was it not 5 times, but like 3 times what their record originally cost when it came out, you know? And so that's why, like, for instance, I see groups like Cunnilingus, when their stuff come out on vinyl, they basically limited the one purchase, you know what I mean? Because they know people are out here reselling the records, you know? So it's hard for musicians, man. But thank you for the question, Warpath. Word, definitely. Let's see. Would you be having any performances in NY anytime soon? This fall, I will likely be doing a show in New York, because right now, behind the scenes, a tour with me, Mega Ran, and Novelist is currently in the works. No dates have been confirmed yet, but as soon as we get some stuff to announce, I will let y'all know. But I will definitely be back in New York. You know, hopefully early fall, and then I'll hopefully be also making a return, be in New York twice, once for that event once it gets booked, and then second for Anime NYC. Yep. All right. Let's see. Thank you. I'd like, I like to try. You know what I'm saying? To give you some quality answers, man. Thank you for quality questions. I want to own all Nujabes vinyls because he's my favorite artist, but they're so expensive. Yeah, man. Like, I don't love how much they are charging for those. I feel like they are a bit overpriced, but at the same time, they're kind of not, because if trust and believe, if they were cheaper, they would have sold out way quicker, and then they would have been resold for like 3 to 5 times what they are currently selling for. Here's an interesting fact for you. So now in the bag right there, you see the Nujabes album right there, the 10-inch vinyl that came out some years ago. That vinyl record is worth $1,000. Low end, I've seen it sell for, I think the lowest I've seen it sell for is like 600 something, right? So vinyl's an investment, is what I'm trying to tell y'all. So I'm not trying to just say this to y'all and then remind you, you know, today is Bandcamp Friday and everything is 25% off on my site, you know. But vinyl is an investment because if you drop something on vinyl and that thing ends up becoming like a kind of a special moment in your career and people really get excited about it, then like, yeah, you know, things happen, man. Like, and these records go up in value, right? Perfect example of what I'm talking about. I saw an original pressing of a Miles Davis box collection. It was falling apart, like the box wasn't even staying together. And this record store still had it on sale for over $200, because if you had it in mint condition, it was worth several thousand. So even falling apart, the original pressing was worth over $200. And keep in mind, it's only worth that if someone's really willing to pay it. But hey, your boy right here was considering buying it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely worth that, because I'm looking at a record that's falling apart. The box is falling apart, and I considered buying it for that price. You know what I mean? But I got kids, a wife, so I don't do crazy things like that without discussing it with the home team, because if I do, trust and believe, there's going to be some conversations, some uncomfortable conversations. So like, yo, you just bought something that's falling apart, but baby, it's worth a lot of money. You know what I mean? So anyway, hold on. I would like to know if you have ever considered or gotten a request to perform in Africa. Great question. Man, so look, I've been on the verge of performing on the continent of Africa multiple times. I got asked about doing a jazz festival in Johannesburg, and the talk started. They asked me how much it would be for me to bring a band, and I was like, okay, like, when you say band, you want me to bring like a small band, or you want me to have a horn section? Like, because I know it's a jazz festival. I'm like, what are we talking about? And when they mapped out exactly what they were expecting, I was like, yeah, that's going to be extremely expensive, right? So I mapped out how much it would cost, because I knew I got to pay these people who were going to come with me. Steph, if you're still watching, I never hit you up about that show, because the moment I told them the price, they were like, yep, and yeah, we can't do that. And so, you know, because it's one of those things that I'm not as big as, say, a Talib Kweli, who I think was like the headliner, right? So Talib is probably getting like tens of thousands of dollars to do that show. Me, to bring out a band, I'm going to need at least 10K, you know what I mean, to do that. Now, because of who I am, there are some circles that people don't know me, and there are other circles where people know me. But like, unfortunately, like, I'm not as big as certain artists. So when I say a number like that, that number makes sense based on what I expect to make from doing the show. And then also based on all of our costs to do it, because otherwise we're going to lose money. And as quick as I hit them with that number, bro, that show fell apart real quick. So, but then outside of Johannesburg, I was in talks about doing something in Namibia. That fell through. I was in talks about working with some organization that's based in Madagascar who was trying to do something. Not that it fell through. The conversation just kind of never got past a certain point, and then you kept it moving. Many years ago, probably the first time I was hit up, it was about potentially doing something in Nigeria. Nothing came of it. And then the second South Africa opportunity, which was actually the first time, was me and Carolyn Malachi was supposed to be doing something with hip hop Pasul. I think HHP, rest in peace to that brother, who's a legendary South African hip hop artist. Because we have a song together. I have a song with him and Carolyn Malachi, and so yeah, he was trying to get us to come out. Like, we got hit up with like a week and a half notice, 2 weeks notice, something crazy, and they were trying to get us out there. So yeah, but that fell through. So anyway, yeah, man, there's been no shortage of opportunities to perform in Africa, but they have not. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that some of this work that I do with organizations like Words, Beats, and Life and Next Level end up having me make that happen. So, you know, I'm real close to going to Haiti, which obviously isn't Africa, but it'll be my first time performing in the Caribbean, and going to a country that is a predominantly black country to perform. So that's exciting. You know, so that's supposed to be happening probably within the next year or so, but waiting for the details to get finalized. All right. Yeah, the Champ Blue vinyls are going to cost so much. They absolutely are. All right. I know I'm playing catch up on the questions. I'm probably going to get like one or two more, and then I got to go. You like that Bandcamp plug, didn't you? Yeah, Ice Killer. You know what I'm saying? Marketing beat. That's why y'all should come to my workshop. You learn something. Let me learn you. All right. Also, audio is uneven between left and right ear cup. Apologies. I'm so sorry about the audio. For those who missed it earlier, I was having technical issues. Like, I can switch to my better audio setup and it would sound nice, but for some reason my computer keeps disconnecting my audio interface and I don't know why. So apologies for any of the sound issues. All right. Kicking myself and for throwing away. Oh my God. Wow. She said she threw away her Nas vinyl that someone gave me. Yikes. Oh my God. All right, let's see. Got a bunch of questions. All right, let's get to these. So I'm not like after everything that's in the chat right now, no more questions after that, because after I knock these out, gotta run. Definitely gotta run. All right. Have you ever thought about taking music commissions? I bet a bunch of streamers would love to have original songs by you. Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely down to do it. You know, problem is most of the time when streamers hit me up, they're hitting me up about songs that have already been released. But, you know, no one has really hit me up to make something new specifically for their stream. But I would absolutely love to do that. Produce some original music for someone's live stream. And I have a bunch of unreleased stuff already, both songs and beats. And so it's really just a matter of them telling me what vibe they're looking for. And then we can see if I already got something or I can custom make something. However, that does come with a price. And so if they're willing, I'm with it, you know. Other examples of that, I've done similar things for, like I did it for this TV show, which I don't even know if this show is still around, but it was a TV show about Atlanta's movie industry. And yeah, man, they bought like 21 beats from me, like to use in their episodes. So I'm definitely down to do it for streamers. I've done it for television already, so I'm with it. Let's see. No excuse. No excuse, Sue. Now I'm trying to clean it up. Like, nah, B. It's all good. All right. Hey, thank you so much, Claudette. You're the best. Let's see. All right. Last few questions. Warpath says, Stan, if you had an opportunity to make music for a film or something that's not hip hop or beat related, but more like composing, would you be interested in that and take the job? Hell yes, I would. I already have the composer who I would partner with to do it. We've already discussed this. Got pricing out. I already got the game plan. So all I need is the opportunity and the budget. But I'm beyond ready to do that. That's something I've been thinking about a lot. And I already had conversations to make sure that I'm able to do it in case the call comes. Stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. You know what I mean? Yes, it does. Definitely, vinyl absolutely does. See all them records back there? Y'all can't see exactly how many records it is, but that one that's up right up under that plant, that's a John Coltrane. And then that Biggie Smalls record, that's like a special limited edition joint. So yeah, man. Vinyl, bro. It's good investment. All right. Are there any fan favorite songs that you don't like to perform? Trying to start some shit. So yeah, I mean, it's. I won't say I don't like it in that I'm like, oh shit, here we go, let me do this bullshit. Like, it's not so much that I don't like these songs. They're just not they're not my tops. They're not my favorites to do. It's not like pulling teeth to do it. And I have fun doing it, but they're not my they're not my personal favorites. And some of them are Nugent Best joints. One in particular, and I think, what was it? So, for example, I know everyone loves Blessing It. Blessing It is an important song in my career. I absolutely enjoy making it and stuff. Like, I personally love the original version more so than I do the remix, but the remix is the bigger of the two. But Blessing It isn't necessarily my favorite joint to do. You know what I mean? And like it gets real frustrated, right? Like frustrating after the fact when I do shows. Because, for example, like when I get live footage from events, whether people post clips or people capture professional video, and occasionally I got to hire my own people because if I had to rely on the coverage that fans get, there are people who it looks like they're capturing the whole show, but then afterwards they only post Blessing It. And it's because of their personal connection to that song, or because it's the song that more people know. That's the song that's going to get more hits on their thing. But I think, music is all about our personal connection. So people have deeper connections to some of those bigger songs. And I get that. But what people don't consider, and I've said this before, is to the fans who didn't experience those songs when they first come out, those songs aren't necessarily going to be the songs that attract new fans in the same way unless they already are into that style of hip hop. But to someone who might just be a passive listener of music, I feel like I have way better songs. And then there are certain songs that I know when I do live, those songs just kill, even though they are not very popular songs. Some of these songs don't even have 20,000 streams, but live, they body shit live, and they help me get new fans based off my live performance way more than like a lot of the older stuff does. And so Blessing It ain't necessarily one of my favorites to do, but of course I do it. Think Different is another one that even if I had the beat, I don't know how often I would do it live. And I've said this a couple times on here before, that like I felt like Think Different is one of those songs that I wish I could get back in terms of writing, because I start real strong, but like I just kind of coast the rest of the way, which makes it a bit more palatable. It's easier for people to digest. But outside of that, there are certain songs I did with EFAM that, like, if we had to do it and it was rocking for a crowd that was like my regular crowd, I probably wouldn't rush to do because I know some of that shit is wild. Some of the old EFAM shit is kind of wild. And then, there's other joints, but man, I'll be here all day answering that question. But those are just a few. Bananas. Yes, you can put bananas on that list. Although, yo, the punchlines in that second verse in Bananas are crazy. Yo, like, wild disrespectful. Young me didn't really care. You couldn't succeed if you were swallowing my babies. That's hella disrespectful. That line's hard though. It's a hard ass line, boy. Your boy can write some punchlines. But yeah, Mason or Malcolm as co-composer. You already know, Steph. All right, OG, keep doing that jazz hip hop. Hey man, listen, I ain't going nowhere. It's the foundation of what I do. All right. Both are phenomenal, by the way. Thank you, sis. Yeah, they're great, man. Both of them are talented brothers. Steph, that gives me an idea. Mason and Malcolm collab would be amazing. Yes, it would. I had a feeling on blessing it. Yeah. Now that's shocking. I mean, it's the truth. You ask a thing, Yeah. All right. Let's see. It had to be blessing it because if you said Hikari or Eclipse. Nah, Hikari, I love doing Hikari. It's such a playful joint. And I was a bit older when I wrote it. And then Eclipse as well because of what it's about, in particular because of who it's about and the fact that I'm still with her. So I enjoy performing that live. Shout out to Funky DL because if it wasn't for Funky DL doing a remake of it, because I don't have that instrumental anymore, so that's why it took so many years before I started performing. Blessing It is great. It was my favorite song from you for a little while when I first got into you in Nujabes, but then I expanded and there's a lot better ones in my opinion. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. All right. No doubt. My favorite one by you is No Turning Back 2.0. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Worked really hard on that particular version of No Turning Back. And I'm really proud of how that song came out. Shout out to Javier Starks, who might be the only person who I know who his favorite verse on No Turning Back is actually my second verse, the verse I never perform. And it's partly because, I usually either do the last verse because, everybody, that's the Nujabes verse, and that's why a lot of people gravitated to that song and why it got more exposure. And the first verse, because initially when I started writing it, I didn't intend to make the last verse about Nujabes. But it just made sense because of what the subject matter was, the overall theme. I don't think anything can top Soar for me, and I Never Know. I Never Know is right under. Yeah, I like Never Know probably a bit more than I like Soar. Soar was an interesting one to do. When they sent me the beat, I love a challenge, so I didn't shy away from it. I haven't tried to perform it live, but like lyrically, I love just trying to keep up with the direction the production goes and stuff. So I love that challenge that Haruka gave me. It was really cool. All right, gotta head to work, but hope y'all have a blessed weekend. You too, take care, all right? And thank you so much for the super chat. All right, but yeah, folks, so I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up. I think I got all the questions. Good choice on Tariq. I agree. Have a good one. Yo, peace, y'all. Peace, 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 peace. Take care. All that good stuff. Would hurt me if you said you didn't like performing Hikari as much. Nah, I love performing Hikari. Hikari is my joint. It's one of my favorite joints to, not like, I don't know if it's top 3 favorite Nujabes joints, but it's one of my favorites to perform that I did with him for sure. Ain't No Happy Endings always got a special place. Oh man, I love that song. That song is forever. Every time I do it, I remember the day that he played it for me. You know what I mean? That Nujabes played me to beat. Yeah, hopefully Hikari doesn't get old. It hasn't got old to me yet, Lyrical Terrorists and Count on Us. That's what's up. Yeah, man, Count on Us is definitely one of my favorites and stuff. All right, but yo, on that note, family, thank y'all so much for watching. Sorry for the technical issues, but I'm glad y'all hung around this long. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank y'all so much for the continued support. Hopefully I catch you at some of these events. Last reminder before I go, make sure that if you haven't already, head over to Bandcamp and check out what is available over there. If there's any merch you haven't grabbed, today is a great day to grab it because everything is 25% off on my Bandcamp and I just dropped the info for you. But yo, on that note, thank y'all again, man. Take care, be safe, enjoy your weekend. I'm gonna head out and try to see, Multiverse of Madness. I'm out here gambling though, cause I ain't get my tickets already, and that's kind of crazy considering all the hype around the movie. But I'm definitely planning to see that this weekend. But yo, y'all take care, man. Peace, 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 peace. Got nothing but love for y'all, man. Have a great weekend. Yup. Same to you, sis. Take care, Tsunami. We'll build soon too, yo. All right. Peace.